TV cameras at an entrance to a holy site in Jerusalem as tensions over security measures there continue. In our very first story, the news of his demise came as a shock to the entire country. The late Professor John Evans-Atta Mills had his 4-year mandate as president cut short by death. 5 years on, we find out what has been remembered about the man mainly referred to as Asiedu-Dartey.
The country was thrown into a state of shock when the news of the demise of Professor Mills broke. This official statement from government confirmed the news. It was a scene terrible for every Ghanaian. The first time a sitting president had died. The whole nation was silent and grief gripped Ghana. But like the elders say, time heals every wound. 5 years after the death of Professor Mills, Ghanaians still remember the pain like it was only yesterday.
That day I was on my way from church and then I heard the news. In fact, I was so sad and I felt so bad because he's such a great person who has really done great things.
I saw that on Facebook. It came as a shock, very, very, very shocking.
For many Ghanaians, words like "my brothers and sisters," Mepa Asiedu could never be forgotten.
There's one thing he did and I like very much. He showed up and he was able to carry the Christian value. And I'm very happy about that.
Ghanaians remember him of his always saying the gangantuam and all that sort of expressions. Yes, Asiedu and all that. But one thing that I like of him is someone who is easily approached.
The moment the man speaks, you can see that element of God-fearing in him. And that shows in his humility. Yes, I mean, clearly this was someone who, despite his position as president, whenever he used to address anyone, he comes with a plea.
When it comes to the things of the nation, the way he dedicates his time and everything for the nation, and I think that's the things that I have for that, like the memories I have in mind.
At the Asiedu Park in Accra Sunday afternoon, preparations were underway to put the park in order ahead of the 5th anniversary celebration of the late professor.
Memories of him will still linger on for some time to come.
Let's go to the eastern region, where cocoa cultivation can be very lucrative when in season, but cocoa communities still top poverty charts because they usually do not have any other source of livelihood. In the following report, Catherine Frimpoma tells the story of Ningo Nankese, a farming community in the eastern region.
Over 60% of Ghana's population are directly or indirectly linked to the agriculture sector. In terms of employment, the livelihood of 6 million people, accounting for 25 to 30% of the population, depend on the cocoa sector. In most cocoa-producing households, cocoa accounts for over 67% of household income. Some depend solely on cocoa. This is, however, becoming dangerous because the people struggle to make ends meet when harvesting is not due, accounting for the high poverty rate and lack of personal development of the people. Ningo Nankese is a cocoa growing community in the Suhom municipality in the eastern region. The about 500 population depend on cocoa. Women here sought for an alternative.
Most of us here were into trading, but things became tough and we had to join our husbands on the farm. But that was not yielding much, especially since we had to wait for years until harvest to get money.
Antavida recounts how difficult life was until Cocoa Life, a non-governmental project by Mondelez, came in.
Cocoa Life came into the community and indicated their intentions to help we the women. So they trained us in bread making for 1 week and provided us a startup capital, which we built on.
Cocoa Life is an intervention by Mondelez International helping to improve the lives of cocoa farmers.
Cocoa Life is about thriving cocoa communities. Cocoa Life is about farmers having additional sources of income from additional livelihoods, addressing the needs of young people so that we have vibrant farmers who are young and who are willing to cultivate cocoa.
From a production of 5 kg flour to 50 kg a week, women in Nankese Ningo can now support their families without waiting for cocoa season.
I can give my children money for school, which hitherto wasn't so. It has helped me a lot. I am able to support my family.
Like many cocoa growing communities, it lacks public place of convenience. Meanwhile, the community is calling for provision of a health facility as it has no chips compound and the nearest one is in Suhum. They also want help to open up the place to benefit more women.
Sometimes people ask whether we sell food as well, but we don't. We will be happy if the government can assist us.
Obviously, a very good initiative that can better be improved to also improve the lives of these women, that can be replicated in other communities across the country as Ghana tries to attain Sustainable Development Goals 1 and 5, which talks about ending poverty and empowering women and children by 2030. Catherine Fripoma, TV3 News, Ningo, Nankese.
And the Forestry Commission is asking for military and police assistance to curb the influx of illegal miners in the Odo Forest Reserve in the Amansia Central District of the Ashanti region. Officials from the Forestry Commission in Bekwai District say the situation has reached uncontrolled levels as the destruction of water bodies, aquatic life, as well as plant worsens. Benjamin Edu has filed a report.
Forestry officials are overwhelmed by the invasion of forest reserve by illegal miners who have mounted several chamfine machines, a Chinese technology on Oda River and other streams. The widespread invasion is visible in Oda Forest Reserve and several others are under constant siege. The chamfine machines come with 2 engines, one that pumps waste and discharges waste into the river. About 20 of the machines, manned by at least 4 men, sit in the Oda River with Oda Forest Reserves in the Amansia Central District. Attempts by forestry officials to clamp down on the miners have been unsuccessful as they outwit the officers by swimming into the muddy water to escape. Officials in their recent visit to the Oda Forest Reserve managed to arrest 21-year-old Razak Idrisu and also destroy their structures. Nonetheless, officials also managed to get some of the chamfine machines ablaze. The Bekwai District Forest Manager, George Agbenewushi, wants support from all stakeholders, including the media, chiefs, police and the military to fight the canker.
We want to ask the opinion leaders and major stakeholders, just like the chiefs, the District Assembly, and then the courts and the police to assist us so that we will be able to address this matter once and for all. We are doing our best, but we need their support.
He also advised the community members to desist from supporting Galamsey activities.
The community are so recalcitrant that we have come to give them education on the need to protect the environment. Their activities is not helping and it is destroying the environment. The vegetation is being destroyed. So they have to refrain from this act.
Away from the Ashanti region, the paramount chief of the Bi traditional area in the Volta region, Togbi Gabusu VI, has charged indigents to project the image of the area through culture, education and development. Speaking at the outdoor ceremony of Togbi Boami of Black community, Togbi Gabusu called for improvement of road networks in the area.
Bla is the largest community in the Bi traditional area in the Hohoe municipality of the Volta region. Hohoe, the last ever speaking municipality in the northern part of the Volta region, comprises communities such as Wegbe, Klejo, Atabu, Abansi, Peme, and Bla, all part of the Bi traditional area. Bla is blessed with educational institutions such as the St. Teresa and Francis training colleges, but lack proper road networks. Outdooring ceremony also showcased some beautiful cultures of the various communities in the area. The 23-year-old, known in private life as Daniel Soglo, the chief accountant at the Accountant General's Department, succeeds the late Togbi Boami, the 8th, after his demise some 10 years ago. The paramount chief of Bi traditional area, Togbi Gabusu VI, urged the people to work to promote the image of the area. The new chief, Togbi Boami, the 9th, later spoke to the news team.
I intend to have a working document where I'll have all the challenges listed and the activities and the objectives that I'm going to derive in order to meet those challenges. We're going to cost them as well, and we're going to have timelines for which each activity is going to be achieved, and set up committees who will be responsible as the structure to manage some of these things.
Some youth of the community also shared their expectations of the new chief.
He should try as much as possible to get the youth off the streets. An educational fund should be set so that it will encourage a lot of them who are not able to pay their own school fees to get back to the classroom and learn other trade.
Our expectations are that he would bring to bear the positive influence of the chieftaincy institution to our youth, to have a meaningful impact on the development and the goal of our youth.
Now let's remain in the Volta region, and some 6 children have been rescued by the anti-human trafficking unit of the Ghana Police Service with support from the American Embassy at Asiedu-Dartey in the North Tong district of the Volta region after they were rented by their parents to work as cattle herders.
The 6 children aged between 7 and 12 years were rescued at Asiedu-Dartey, Mafiluta and Adan Luta. They were rented to be shepherds with the consent of their parents and guardians. At the end of the rented period, the children are given a cow, and in most instances, prices of their labor of herding cattle are either not paid at all or partly paid. In more dire situations, most of these cowboys die from snake bite and attacks of the very cattle they herd. The rented children who get to survive the rented period miss out of school, resulting in blurred future which causes negative economic and social impact for the country. The Truth Humanity Foundation has in the past engineered rescue missions, rehabilitation, and reunite such rented children with their families.
Workers of First Sky Limited, contractors working on the Asiedu-Dartey section of the Eastern Corridor roads, have begun fixing the culvert that was submerged by floodwaters on Thursday. Meanwhile, construction workers have been placed on the road to direct traffic to avoid commuters falling into the river.
A diversion created by the contractors on the Longko River near Sibi on the Asiedu-Dartey section of the Eastern Corridor Road was on Thursday, July 20, submerged and portions washed away by floodwaters. The situation left many vehicles plying the northern region via the Eastern Corridor Road stranded at both ends. It took the intervention of some brave residents to throw in stones to get people and cars wade through the floodwater on the damaged culvert. Even when the contractors responded to create temporal access, some heavy-duty trucks have to offload their cargo in order to get to the other side of the road. As at Saturday, July 22, the floodwater was still running through the road, delaying travel time. An engineer on the site told TV3 on Sunday the situation is under control. According to him, work is still underway to fix the problem, which he described as minor. He expressed regret over media report on the incident, insisting it was exaggerated.
Let's remain in one of the important regions in Ghana, the Volta region, where Peve Central Market Queens have threatened not to continue payment of tolls if the Asiedu-Dartey District Assembly refuses to develop the only largest market in the district. According to them, the market generates over 70% of the total revenue collections of the assembly. Yet the market has not seen any renovation or new structures to commensurate the revenue base of the area.
The market's women argued they initially planned to picket at the premises of the assembly to express their displeasure about the poor nature of the market structures, but had a second thought to embark on demonstration to sensitize all the market women not to pay tolls until authorities of the assembly assure them of any development. Interestingly, some of the wooden stalls and sheds in the market were constructed by the market women themselves. The current state of the market is appalling, with a bad drainage system resulting from water spillage, making the environment unattractive. Many of the sheds erected leak, particularly when it rains. Structures started by the assembly many years back have all stalled, with the assembly claiming they lack funds, yet the assembly generates enough revenue from the market.
Trading activities comes to a halt anytime it rains. Sanitation is another major challenge in the market, so we are no longer going to pay market toll to the assembly. Again, our roads have been in deplorable state 10 years after being given to contracts. We plead with the government to come to our aid.
We can't pay any government anything called tickets. We can't see reason why we are paying for the tickets. The money that we are paying is meaningful to us.
The market women, who were cladded in red, danced to brass band music marching through the market to demand immediate development of the market. They also carried placards with inscriptions expressing their frustrations. The market women later converged at the market and were addressed by their leaders.
It is with much struggle and joy that we come in your presence today. It can be detected from our demeanor that we have attached a great deal of seriousness to this exercise. Over the years, calls from chiefs, town folks, market men and women, and other opinion leaders for something significant to be done concerning the market proved fertile.
Away from the Volta region, the police in Accra have rounded up 476 motorbikes and 56 unregistered vehicles in a special operation to rid the city of crimes. The operation was conducted within the 14 divisions across the Accra Region Police Command.
The police say recent crime wave has shown an increase in the use of motorbikes by criminals. Most of these bikes, according to the police, were unregistered or have fake number plates. Again, intelligence has shown the increase in the use of unregistered vehicles in criminal activities. The swoop across the 14 divisions of the Accra region was therefore a strategic step to flush out the criminal element. 476 motorbikes and 56 unregistered vehicles were rounded up at the end of the exercise. Some of the offending riders have already been put before an Accra motor court and handed varying convictions. The rest are being screened, and those found culpable would be made to face the law. The Accra Regional Police Commander, DCOP Osaberima Owai Asari Pinkro III, assured of a sustained effort in clamping down on criminals and urged the public to cooperate with them to accelerate gains.
In other news tonight, the efforts by the East Legon District Police to bring the people closer has been yielding results. In less than a week after its first meeting with some residents, a member of the East Legon Executive Fitness Club has supported the Humphrey Awolite Williams by donating 20 bicycles valued at 18,000 cedis to aid community patrols.
East Legon is a high-class residential area in Accra and hosts lots of businesses. This, the police say, has engaged the attention of criminals who devise several tactics to beat security. Of major concern is the increase in daylight and street robberies. In a bid to avert these crimes, the district police on Sunday began a community engagement. The community outreach is aimed at sensitizing identifiable groups, business and religious bodies, and also to seek support for effective policing. In a sharp response to the first of the series of meetings, a member of the East Legon Executive Fitness Club and CEO of Oswald Investments Limited, Humphrey Awolite Williams, on Friday, July 21, presented 20 bicycles to the police.
Ever since he took over, I think he's doing pretty well. So we all need to support him to achieve the objective. So I've asked that anytime he requires anything, he should come over to us without any hesitation at all for us to support him.
The district commander, Superintendent Cephas Arthur, was delighted over the gesture.
Community policing requires certain logistics. So for Mr. Humphrey to make this donation at this particular point in time is very, very opportune, because it's going to aid the transformation drive. It's going to aid the community policing drive that the police administration has made a crucial part of the transformation.
The East Legon district currently has only one patrol vehicle. Humphrey Awolite Williams and the East Legon Executive Fitness Club assured the police of continual support.
In other news, 13-year-old Edmond Bruni has been diagnosed with hole in heart and requires an amount of $10,000 to cover surgery costs in India.
Edmond was a normal child until his parents discovered there was something wrong with him. At 12 years, Edmond is unable to do things children of his age will do. He looks frail and gets tired easily. According to his mother, she discovered the condition after birth, and since then, efforts have been made to get treatment with no success. His reaction to a noisy environment scares the family as he sometimes passes out. He had to quit school at class 5 because of the condition.
It is difficult for him to do anything by himself, so we are pleading for your support.
Doctors at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital finally diagnosed him with a hole in heart condition. The cost in undertaking the surgery outside Ghana is a concern to the family. They need public support to enable them foot the medical bills outside Ghana. The general public is encouraged to contribute to save Edmond through TV3 Social Support Fund, account number 601-060-3927 at any Zenith Bank branch. You can also donate at the TV3 premises at Kanda in Accra.
You're watching News 360 and still to come tonight. Ayine Ebenezer of the Navrungu Senior High School in the Upper East region, who scored A's in all 8 subjects in the 2017 West African Senior High School Certificate Examination, needs support to enable him make it to the university level.
Now also coming up, we bring you up close with veteran actor McJordan Amati. Details coming up shortly.
Let's continue with some more stories. And Akanai Ayine Ebenezer of the Navrungu Senior High School in the Upper East region has scored A's in all 8 subjects in the 2017 West African Senior High School Certificate Examination. He is, however, unlikely to make it to the university because of insufficient funds. Well, he was part of the team that represented Navrongo Senior High School in this year's National Science and Maths Quiz competition.
Coming from a small community, Tampuri Kikwa, around Subrumu in the Bolgatanga municipality, Ebenezer said he did not relax in his efforts to make it in life. He told TV3 News he often has to borrow books to read as well as food to survive back in school. According to him, it was a dream come true, getting A's in all subjects.
I thought it wasn't true. When I looked at it, I was speechless. I couldn't say anything because I didn't believe it. And now that I know that it's true, I just know that God did it. So I'm really happy and I give all thanks to God.
Ebenezer's mother washes bowls and clothes for people for survival, whilst the father is a farm laborer in the eastern region. Ebenezer was adopted by a church member in Bolgatanga Presby Church. His guardian appealed to the general public to help Ebenezer make it to the university where he intends to study engineering. Headmistress of the school, Francisca Uzura, in a telephone interview said the school was proud of Ebenezer and hopes to get help from benevolent organizations and individuals.
Well, you can all help us to support Akana go to university. In other news, overcrowding at the Emergency Children's Unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra is impacting negatively on healthcare. Health officials continue to operate from a small cubicle following the closure of the main facility 5 years ago for reconstruction.
The main Kolebu Children's Emergency Ward was closed on Wednesday, June 19, 2012. A new emergency ward complex was to be put up in 19 months. A small open space under the block was renovated to serve as a temporary emergency ward during the construction period. Authorities were therefore compelled to either transfer or discharge cases to create space. 5 years on, June 12, no sign of construction can be seen. Signs of deterioration is already visible on the old structure. The temporary structure has 8 fence wall blown down, perhaps by heavy wind, while a signpost has also given up. Even the prototype of the new project has faded and peeled off. Inadequate space is a major headache. This cubicle accommodates doctors, nurses, and all other facilities needed. Complaints by health workers and mothers prompted an ungovernmental organization to begin the construction of a bigger facility behind the main block. With the project almost completed, management has another headache: how to procure equipment. Benevolent institutions and organizations, however, continue to support the facility. A Ghanaian-American National Football League player, Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah, through the Ezekiel Ansah Foundation, donated children's beds, bedside lockers, cardiac tables, and foldable chairs to the unit.
Knowing that God has given me the talent and the opportunity to be able to give back, I just couldn't sit back and watch. We are looking forward to do more things with the children's department, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
The head of clinical services at the Kolebu Children's Unit, Dr. Victoria May Adabairi, was grateful to the Ezekiel Ansah Foundation and called for more support.
We get referrals from all over the country, all over the West African sub-region. So all these children are going to benefit from your kind gesture. So you are going to be a part of our lingo very soon, because you have promised that you are going to come back.
Now, a retired diplomat and minister in the First Republic, KB Asante, says Ghana is unable to develop because leaders do not believe in the people. The senior citizen again insists Ghanaians are still under colonial bondage and swallow every proposal from the West at the expense of great local ideas.
Even though Ghana was the first country south of the Sahara to gain independence, the country is still struggling to get on its feet. Many countries which shares Ghana's history have liberated themselves and rubbing shoulders with world's giants, while Ghana's per capita income appreciated from $190 in 1961 to $1,381 in 2015, that of South Korea, for instance, improved from $91 to $27,221 within the same period. A former diplomat, SKB Asante, blamed this on poor judgment from leaders.
We should fashion our policies to suit our conditions. If we have a problem, we shouldn't wait until it's so bad that we have to go to the IMF for a bailout. We should ourselves find out what we should do. If it's a question of borrowing, let us decide how much we borrow, on what conditions, and go ahead. And then, above all, let us be honest and ban away corrupt practices and selfish thinking.
SKB Asante challenged Ghanaians to disabuse their mind from the notion that Europeans have supernatural thinking powers.
We do not believe in ourselves. We think what somebody else is doing will be all right for us, and we are still somehow wedded to the apron strings of our former colonial masters. It is not only what we are told by our so-called economic partners or people who give out loans. What they say is not all that matters, and they are not always right. And we should try to fashion our future ourselves and in our interests.
The retired diplomat is therefore advocating a national reorientation to redirect the aspirations of the country.
Integrated development students of the University for Development Studies are working towards ending open defecation in the northern region. The students are providing potable water and constructing toilet facilities in rural communities aimed at helping Ghana achieve Sustainable Development Goal 6 by 2030.
Sustainable Development Goal 6 targets to achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all and end open defecation. The goal also targets universal and equitable access to safe drinking water for all by 2030. At the national level of reporting, integrated development students of the University for Development Studies is complementing government's efforts in achieving the goal. The students concerned about clean communities have been working on sanitation projects to ensure disease-free societies in the northern region. With funding from UNICEF and support from other development partners, Instagrad have been providing household toilet facilities and potable drinking water for rural dwellers in the region. The students are also ensuring sanitary conditions in schools. They have so far constructed 10 sanitary facilities in some schools in the region. The latest is the 2 new 6-seater toilet facilities, a standpipe, water storage tank and hand washing facilities for the Central Zaharia T.I. Ahmadiyya Basic and Junior High School.
This facility will help us achieve more. Without this toilet and hand washing facilities, students in certain times ask for permission to go toilet. When a child is running diarrhea, we always have problems in the school here.
UNICEF representative Susan Namondo Ngongi assured the people of increased support to the students to enable them extend the project to cover other communities.
A newly appointed executive director of the National Vocational Training Institute has assured managers and trainees of Vocational Training Institute of her commitment to work together to achieve their vision. The director visited some vocational training institutions in Accra and Tema to familiarize with management of the institutions.
This is her first visit since she assumed office as Executive Director of NVTI. Mausi Nudeko Aweti, with some management staff, first visited the Tema Industrial Mission Vocational Training Institute, where they interacted with the staff and trainees of the school. Manager of the institute, Joseph Ni Taki Adams, briefed the director on the achievements, vision and challenges facing the school. The next point of call was at the Construction Machinery Mechanic Training Institute at Bema Camp, where the trainees and management staff welcomed the delegation with a mini deba. Manager of the institution, Engineer Emmanuel Kote Ashi, explained the nature of training, challenges and achievements of the institution. Mausi Aweti urged the staff to encourage the trainees to venture into entrepreneurship to become self-employed as to reduce unemployment rates in the country. She also expressed her desire and determination to work assiduously together with the management.
Entrepreneurship should be looked at very well, and then talking with the industry players, all the actors, that they should come on board and then help employ our trainees who come out with all the requisite knowledge.
Founder of the Women Ministry Resource Center, Cynthia Asiedu-Dartey, wants women to effectively take part in public decision. She's also asking women to build their capacity to understand national issues to enable them support the socio-economic development of the nation.
Gender empowerment keeps surfacing. It is believed that women over the years have been kept in the dark and segregated. Several efforts by individuals, government, non-governmental organizations, civil society groups and the international community at large has led to the passage of laws protecting women. Speaking at an inaugural ceremony of Women Ministry Resource Center in Accra, the founder, Cynthia Asiedu-Dartey, was worried economic growth in the country chalked in the past has not translated into jobs. She said the resource center established at the Lejokuku Krowo municipality in the Greater Accra region will train entrepreneurs to help find jobs for many.
They don't have the means to continue their education. Some too are very brainy but needy. There was the need to establish this center to train them as such and to give them employable skills so that after they are done with their training, they can also establish some businesses for themselves and be able to take care of themselves and their families.
Cynthia Asiedu-Dartey maintained the nation can only move forward and attain the needed development if women will be empowered and encouraged to take up leadership roles in society.
This center is offering them the services on a pro bono basis. They are not being charged for anything. We are giving them quality training because we have employed qualified tutors or instructors to take them through their training.
So far, over 200.
Also in the news tonight, Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Elizabeth Afolekwe, has hinted the ministry will construct 15 landing sites along the coastal line of the country. Speaking at a homowork deworming exercise for residents at Nungwa in the Lejokuku Krowo Municipal District of the Greater Accra region, the minister explained that the site will improve fishing business in the country.
The deworming exercise was aimed at sensitizing residents on the need to deworm and stay healthy. A medical team from the Ministry of Health attended to about 1,000 residents within Nungwa and its environs. Some children were also screened and given free albendazole suspension dewormer. Humu Dili Said, the assemblywoman of Ufanko electoral area, expressed satisfaction with patronage.
They are really educating them, telling them the importance of deworming. And even before the program was even started, we had an interaction session with them for them knowing or to know the importance and the reason why they have to deworm both adults and then children from 2 years and above.
Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Elizabeth Afolekwe, assured the residents of more government interventions to boost the fisheries sector.
Going to construct or develop a landing site for Krowo, which is a fishing community. This landing site is going to improve upon fishing business in the community. We are going to construct about 15 landing sites along the coast, and Krowo is not going to be left out.
We have sports news coming up shortly.
If you just tuned in, then you're just in time for all the latest in the world of sports with me, Thierry Nyan, right here on TV3's News 360. Now it starts off with the Ghana Premier League, where after yesterday's match that actually was played, well, there have been several other games that have also gone on later today. Inter Allies have lost their game against Great Olympics. Tom Strand picking up the pieces after winning this particular one. 3 points in the bag for the boys. Now, Elmina Sharks also beat Bichem United by 2-1. Elmina Sharks, remember, they beat Ashanti Gold last week by the same scoreline, meaning that there wasn't a fortunate win. It really was a strategic one, and they really are on that kind of form. Bolga All Stars would just not stop losing, not winning. They are rock bottom in the Ghana Premier League with 12 points and lost to Brekum Chelsea by 4-0. Accra Hearts of Oak beat Tema Youth by 3-1. A good result for Frank Nuttall's side. Thomas Abbey getting 2 goals, meaning he's now the top scorer in the Ghana Premier League with 12 goals. Same number of goals as Ahmed Toure, but less number of games. Liberty Professionals also beat Ashanti Gold by 1-0. Second consecutive defeat for CK Akono's side, which means that in the last 10 games they played, they've won 7, drawn 1, and lost 2 games. Ebisua Drivers have also drawn 2-2 with champions of the Ghana Premier League, Wa All Stars. And then Daniel Parry will not be forcing his way out of the Augsburg and is willing to stay on and prove his mettle with the German Bundesliga side. So that exactly has been it for Daniel Parry. He is not exactly the kind of player he used to be playing for Real Madrid, but it looks as if he is looking to pick up the pieces for the German club. The versatile wing-back has struggled for game time at the Bundesliga outfit since making a move in the summer of 2015 and was even sent out on loan. His return has seen him return to the team for pre-season as his contract demanded, and looks like he is a changed player. He has been involved in a lot of games and is showing that he is willing to fight for his place in the team. Same team Barbara Mann played for 2 years ago. Still in the German Bundesliga, former Bayern Munich captain Philipp Lahm has been named the German footballer of the year 2017. Remember, I said retired. How come he won the Footballer of the Year? Well, he retired in May after winning 8 Bundesliga titles, 6 DFB Pokal crowns, and 1 Champions League, and 2014 World Cup in an extraordinary distinguished career. The defender's role of honors includes being added to Bayern's Hall of Fame, while he was voted Footballer of the Year after leading the club to another league title last season. German sports journalists voted Lahm the clear winner of the award, with Real Madrid midfielder Toni Kroos in second and Borussia Dortmund's 31-goal Bundesliga top scorer Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang finishing third. Lahm succeeds his Bayern colleague Jerome Boateng in taking his first German Footballer of the Year award. Now, Isaac the Royal Storm Dogbe retains his WBO international title and booked a mandatory challenge for the world title in Las Vegas. Dogbe beats Javier Chacon of Argentina via technical knockout and called for prayers and support to unearth the world title.
The Bukum Boxing Arena was packed to capacity as Dogbe danced with his usual Tajevu, Agbaja and brass band music into the ring. After sizing each other in the opening round, Dogbe opened up and was a notch above his opponent in terms of power, punches and body movement. Round after round, Dogbe showed class, even though the Argentine's rare boxing style gave him a bit of difficulty. Intensified pressure in round 6 forced Chacon to retire when the bell went for the commencement of round 7. And the international referee Tony Weeks has no option than to wave his hand for the end of the championship.
I think I could have done better. There were times where I got hit. My dad would ask me a question, what happened? I couldn't answer the question. But look, it's a learning experience. It's a learning fight. I believe that from here on, the next time I come in the ring, you see even a better Isaac Dogbe.
Former President Rawlings was among the multitude of people at the ringside.
Boxing, especially featherweight, has always been our division, but we neglected it. I'm equally grateful that Ghanaians show so much enthusiasm about boxing. It'll recover. And with talents like these, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll make it.
Dogbe has improved his fight record to 17 wins with 11 knockouts, while Chakon dropped 25 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw and 7 knockouts.
Ghana boxing definitely do have a future in Isaac the Royal Storm Dogbe. He's making exploits every time he steps into the ring. That's exactly where we bring an end to the sports bulletin. My name is Thierry Nyan, Issa Moni and Portia Gabo have some international news for you.
Coming up, international news. TV cameras at an entrance to a holy site in Jerusalem as tensions over security measures there continue. Metal detectors installed after 2 Israeli policemen were killed have sparked protests by Palestinians.
Up next is some entertainment news.
Entertainment news is brought to you by
When was the last time you saw veteran actor McJordan Amate on your TV? Wondering where he has been all these years, TV3's entertainment guru, Uso Rai, has located a veteran actor affectionately called Sugar Daddy, who lost his right leg to diabetes.
That young man, Kojo, seems to be frequenting the house too much.
But of course it's of age. Don't you want her to enter into marriage?
Chicken rolls into hen before laying eggs.
He was a key part of the impressive list of trailblazers who made watching Ghanaian movies fun and a force to reckon with on the continent. The gifted actor McJordan Amate was a delight to watch, not only for his impeccable English and funny gestures, but also for admirably delivering his lines with ease and much finesse.
Come here again, stupid boy.
Having him in your movie, you were sure of having a very impressive patronage, and Ghanaians loved his act. He delivered his lines with act. And so basically we've been wondering where he's been for a long time now. We've not seen him on the screens. So TV3 Entertainment, we decided to go and look for the one-time star actor, McJordan Richardson Amate. So let's go.
Mark J. Wait, say, yeah, it's guy or moves. Oh, hi. See you. Well, you're doing well. You're doing well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we'll go out and continue with the chat.
Okay, you do that. Okay. Hey, get Ogusu. Yeah.
Sugar Daddy, as he is affectionately called, was the star actor in the 80s and early 90s. Not casting him usually spelled doom for patronage.
Man sold like hot cake. Man sold like hot cake. Whoever wants to produce a film will want McJordan Amate to take part. Will want McJordan.
He carved exciting terms that later became accolades.
And a lot of people also know you for your quarrels, small quarrels with Grace Naughty.
When the two of us meet, it's a bottle, it's a tea. Wanna, why? Why? Grace, free me so. Na me called diary, a condemning. That's it.
But in 2012, the celebrated actor tragically lost his right leg to diabetes. At age 81, his condition has been a major stumbling block to his career.
I wept and wept and wept and wept. Sorrow to the realms of government, and there was nothing. Sobbing, tears running down my cheeks, my Jordan losing a leg. Don't let me think of those days. They are gonna pass. Forget about it.
But his appetite for acting is still alive.
I can still act, provided I'm made to see it. Sometimes I watch something and I wish I were the one doing it. I could have done it this way or that way and all that. But for my leg, I could have continued to be acting because the Lord has given me that life and He hasn't taken it.
It currently feels uncomfortable walking in the prosthetics he's been using for the last 5 years.
The issue with this one is that if you step on the ground, you're not able to have a balance.
The leg lands on the floor of the ground, and I have to sort of try to kneel this way before it will set equally. But if I walk generally like this, I have the heel standing, and it's in the form of a pivot or something. It turns me round.
Perhaps getting a foreign artificial leg will help him wage a comeback.
Wow, he still can be useful. I mean, at 81 years, he still looks young, and I'm sure he can play some roles in Ghanaian movies. So producers have to be very creative and give him tools to play.
Well, that's it for News 360. Thanks so much for your company. I am Portia Gabo.
And I'm Issa Morning. Thanks for watching.